Oh, fudge. Oh, but that's right. Today is National Fudge Day. Welcome to Desert Life with Maria. I'm Maria DeRosa, and today we are going to be making fudge in honor of National Fudge Day. But I want to give you a little bit of history about the fudge and the fudge expression. So, back in the late 1800s, at Vasser College, a bunch of women, just like myself, always experimenting in the kitchen, were experimenting with caramel and came and literally went, oh, fudge, with their recipe. It came out because what they wanted wasn't what happened, and fudge was the origin and creation in that moment in time. A few years later, in Baltimore, a pound of fudge. So what does a pound look like? This is about a bag that would be full, and that's a pound. A pound of fudge was sold for only 40 cents, like around 1889. Then, in 1890, the very first fudge shop was open in Mackinac Island, Michigan. So now we're getting into the 1900s. And then, California, in 1906, we in California, in Hollywood, C.C. Brown's opened the first Hot Fudge Sundae shop, which unfortunately closed in 1996 because Hollywood was transitioning, remodeling, and so after many years it closed. So that's our little history on fudge, and we're gonna make some now. So we have wet ingredients and dry ingredients. So let's look at our wet ones. Our wet ones include 3 eggs that we are going to mix with a dry ingredient, sugar, and I'm using a combination of a sugar substitute that's plant-based and coconut sugar, making a cup's worth. So that's our wet ingredient. And then also in our wet ingredient, we're using the best chocolate ever, Isadelight chocolate, which is made with the original Belgian process, one of the best makers of chocolate, and it also has amazing cocoa. So we're using that chocolate with coconut oil, organic coconut oil. Hi Bonnie, thanks for watching. So those are our wet ingredients. Then we have some dry ingredients, which I'm going to show you as we get to that point. So let's start the recipe. So we've got our 3 eggs. We're going to add our coconut sugar with our plant-based sugar substitute. And what we're going to do, if the cameraman wants to come in here and kind of look at it, is that we are going to make this so it's nice and fluffy. Hey Mira, thanks for watching. I'm so glad you're watching. So now that it's a little bit on the fluffy side, we're going to kind of up it a little bit. And this is our wet ingredient that we're going to add our chocolate with coconut oil that's been melting on the stove on sim to this. This is a healthy version of our chocolate, but it is so delicious because you don't have tons of sugar added to it, but you have the sugar flavoring. Because the Isadelight chocolate is already sweet enough as it is because of the process in which it was made and with the green tea extract and coconut oil added to it. So we're going to stop now. We're going to move these, put them over here, and we're going to add our wet ingredients of chocolate that has been melted. Look at that beautiful chocolate. That's going to go in here with the coconut oil that's been simmering for just a few minutes, and we're adding that. We want to make sure we get every last little bit. This is why the rubber spatulas are so fab, and you can get these anywhere very inexpensively. Okay, so now that we've got that in there, we are going to mix it lightly, and one of my favorite things is a whisk. So we're gonna take the whisk and kind of rub it in there. Now, here come our dry ingredients. So we're gonna walk over, and what we're using for our dry ingredients, I like to either use a gluten-free flour or almond flour for when I do my healthy foods. So what I've done is I've taken the flour and I sifted it along with unsweetened cocoa powder. And as you can see, the reason I sift it is because there's lumps that stay. And you don't want to have lumps because it makes it easier to have a nice fluffy batter and to work with. So now that that's been done, almond gluten-free flour with my unsweetened cocoa, I'm going to gently start putting this into my batter. So I'm going to sift it around. And I'm going to add some more and sift it around. And this is my fudge base. Notice it's now getting a little thicker. It's creamier because there's no lumps because we sifted it. And this is our fudge base. Now, when I did the chocolate, I crunched them with a rolling pin. You can also put them in a Ninja blender or something to crunch up your chocolate. And this was what I had left over. I used about 8 to 9 of these. They come in a little packet when I melted them with the coconut oil. And now I have some left over, about another 8. And what I'm going to do with this batch, now that I've mixed it, is I'm going to put it into a pan that is lined with parchment paper. And my oven has been preheated to 350. So I'm going to take this out. Rubber spatula again, and we're going to pour our fudge batter into a pan. Preferably a square 8x8 is really awesome, but if you don't have one, like I didn't because I lent one to my sister, I am using one that is a little bit bigger, and it's going to make my fudge a little bit thinner, but that's nice because then I'll have more to cut up. So now I'm putting this batter in here. Okay, got all our dishes in the sink, and we're gonna rub it like this. And here's the fun part, a little fun secret. To make your fudge even fudgier and works amazing is that you take your chocolate that you've crunched up and you sprinkle that on top. Almost cover the whole thing. You'll see that there's little lumps because using the rolling pin, which is what I did to crunch it up, you'll have little chunks. And actually they look really cool when the fudge is baked. So now I'm going to put that into the oven, 350, 20 minutes. And what does my final product look like? Voila! This is our final product after 20 minutes. You'll see that the chocolate kind of melted into the fudge, and the parchment paper makes it really easy. I cooled this for approximately 20 minutes to half an hour, and the parchment paper makes it so easy for the fudge not to stick. So what I like to do is cut it up into little squares, put it into a little fun little cup here, and that way everybody that comes by or that I give the treats to, because today I'm going to be giving these treats to my meetup group, they'll have like about 4 to 5 nice little bites, put them in a little baggie, and you're good to go. So I want the privilege of showing you what it looks like. So we're going to get a good camera shot view of our fudge. So this is the outside. Hi, Sandy. And this is our middle. So this has been made with all healthy products, unsweetened cocoa, coconut oil, no butter, the best of the best chocolates, almond flour or gluten-free flour. Easy breezy. And even if you don't want to use a whole egg, you can substitute it for egg whites. You'll just need to up one more. And you're ready to go. So this is celebrating National Fudge Day. I would like to honor you by asking, please send me suggestions. We're now open in California, and I go out into our Coachella Valley, Desert Valley area, interview people, restaurants, places that are interested. If you have any ideas on people, places, recipes, things, let me know. Everything can be found, my recipes, different ideas, things that I've done on Desert Life with Maria YouTube channel. And next week, we are featuring another restaurant owner, Peggy Hardy from Beachside Cafe, which was very popular in Santa Barbara for years and years and years. And unfortunately, finally, because of our situation here in the world, our global health, had to close its doors just a few months ago. But that's all right, because we get the benefit a lot of their recipes and ideas. So that'll be next week on Desert Life with Maria. Thanks for watching. I'll be posting the recipe in the comments below. See you next week.